How you doing? This is Mike Restrepo with Restrepo Innovation, and this is my morning rant. So, figure I'd give it a minute to let it all marinate. Kind of helps out the whole little live thing. So, how's everybody doing out there? Good morning, or brunch time. If you're out here in the East Coast, it's definitely that season, and it's getting hot. I mean, like brutal hot too. We're getting there. 93. Woo! That's getting hot. AC's going, pools are open, families are moving around, and it's Memorial Day weekend. It's that time, it's the unofficial start to the summer. It's that time of the year, and a lot is happening. Everybody's out. You see a lot more outdoor sports right now. The summer activities are opening. Like I said, the unofficial start to the summer. And, I might as well throw a question. How are you prepping to kind of prep for your families that you're monitoring? I know here at Restrepo, we're actually doing a lot of stuff. We try to go to the homes, make sure everything is running. And in reality, depending on the home and how it's used, we'll actually go to it on a quarterly or, bi-yearly way just to touch buttons and make sure that everything is functioning, which is, honestly, it's sometimes you'd be surprised what a system will do if you don't touch a button on it. It's pretty odd. And that's that thing when families show up and they want to use the pool, they want to hear their music outside.
By the cabana.
Yeah, the cabana. Their expectation that all this stuff is working is going to be really, really high. And if the system doesn't work in that moment, ooh, buddy, that's going to be, it's in essence the big test. It's the first test of the year, of the season, actually. And we're going to have a few, but this is kind of the first one, and it'll be a biggie. There'll be a lot of people around, Are your Wi-Fi systems, are they up to snuff? Do you have enough internet to actually manage this and, everything to work? Do you, your TVs, do you have enough sources? That's going to be another one with people having more events, with more people moving around and congregating together, where in the past having less was just fine. I think we're going to start seeing we need more sources. We need different things, more people inside of the home congregating together, and just these outdoor events, are the pools. And that's the thing. I think right now, HVAC. Have you tested the HVAC system to make sure? And I know that doesn't feel like it's our job, but
Mike Grubb says, love your proactive mindset.
Oh, dude, you know how it goes. You gotta go press those buttons because the family's gonna go touch these things and make it work. And this is our moment to make sure that we don't look like idiots. Go press a few buttons. If you were to call one of your customers and say, "Hey, I know we're transitioning to a new season. I would love to come out, spend an hour or two, go through the whole system, make sure everything is functioning." And would you be fine? I'm telling you, most customers will be like, please do that. I want to do it. Help the pool guy open the system, test all the different services, make sure everything is working. Again, these are all opportunities. And I know we're always talking about cost. No, this is value. This is how RMR, this is how you have customers that value you better than the person just selling gear. That you're selling this experience, and this is what concierge is all about. This is where the difference from I'm just some AV shop doing some cool stuff to no, we're concierge shop and we're with the family to manage the things that they need everywhere they need.
Mike Grubb says, especially all the security related systems.
Oh, that's probably one of the bigger. Now, this is, I guess I have some experience with it, and with the term life safety, that's very important that you understand the difference. Like standard AV is standard AV. If that stuff breaks, it's like, oh, okay, that blows. And then I know, we take that very internally, but Now, your security, your fire, your life safety, all those things, they're probably one of the most keen. Can does your staff, do they have procedures? All these things you need to understand and be tested throughout the year. We are huge with making sure life safety works fluidly, perfectly every time, and that we have a plan. Without even over there are actually certain rooms where we will have 2 touchscreens on a wall, which is most would be like, why are you doing that? Because one is for life safety, and as much as I appreciate and believe my stuff works, life safety is different. And you're spot on making sure those services work, because there is no do-over for that moment. A failure at that magnitude, that is really big. Now, some of the other stuff that to start looking at is your distributed audio. How is your sound throughout the house? How are things going? Like even the sound outside throughout the pool, we had a rough, season, and, a lot happened. Make sure, is your wiring okay? Are your speakers fine? Did they weather, the winter? How did everything work out? And honestly,
also, some of these systems may not, with COVID and everything, they may come longer without being serviced if some people weren't comfortable having people in. There's potentially systems that really need some extra eyes.
Oh, that's the fact. These systems, they definitely need extra eyes, and now is the time, because again, as we see this shift to more families wanting to be together and be outside, we're going to see these opportunities grow. And we need to be ahead of the curve for the families, making sure that we have, not for nothing, a lot of this should have been engaged. You try to engage this as soon as possible to be ahead of the curve. Trust me, the families appreciate it. And the other house managers and everything that are usually in play, they appreciate all this stuff, because they know what it is that when these events happen, all we are there is to make sure this stuff works fluidly and perfectly for them, and easily, that when they go up, it just does what they want in an easy way, and it works. And when you don't get that kind of outcome, it's definitely different. It's a huge failure. It is. And it's not just that whole, like, I'll hear dealers be like, oh, they didn't have some music. Man, that is that mentality that, that is not the right place. This is definitely not the place to think like that. This was a moment that you were supposed to create magic for someone. And this is where we can really shine. And this is that difference. I guess at Concierge, those are the moments that we kind of earn our money, is when those things work and we are really not needed. When things are amazing and they come back to us to tell us, you know what? This was so awesome. We had a great time. We had so many people here and everything just worked. And that would be at best. But the reality is this: more likely you probably won't even get anything. But knowing sometimes, there are times where no info is good info. So, and knowing that the family was able to have their party and they looked at it the same way like a regular light switch, where people kind of, oh, you click a switch, it just turns on the light. And when you have all these cool systems and you have prepped, checking the HVAC, checking the pool systems, irrigation, camera, security, any access control, that is another huge one. Making sure when you have events that you can control the flow of people through your home is very important. I always say, like an onion, you should layer out your house just so even certain personnel can only go to certain areas, just to kind of maintain your own privacy and for your own safety. And I'm telling you, that is a huge win there. If there is ever an incident, that is a big one to keep people safe. Now, all I know is with all this heat, and I know I keep bringing up HVAC, I cannot stress to you how important making sure that system works. That is a big one. And I think one of the things that I've been noticing a difference is before HVAC, the fan control wasn't the biggest thing. But now, as we see families getting into more wellness and health, airborne air, preparing all this, and with now the summer, we're going to be talking allergens and all these things that bother these families. And again, is trying to make wherever they are, their experience to be almost like as if they're going to a 5-star resort, because they are. That's our job, is to make these wherever they go, their experience to be like they are at home, and their home experience to be amazing. And as we give them more control, because we see more families just straight wanting to have the fan on all day, circulating air nonstop, kind of cleaning the air the whole day. And I'm a fan. What I know, my understanding is circulating air at that level, that helps out a lot. Everything from balancing the temperature, and just cleaning the allergens. Do you go through more filters? Of course. And that's one of those concierge things. Checking filters, making sure they're changed out. I know that doesn't sound like our job, but when it's connected to one of our systems and that system goes down, they're going to ask somebody, why is it broken? And they're going to come to you and say, your stuff's not working. And all of it over a filter and again, these are those, excuse me, this is where you're creating value for yourself, understanding it. And with this value proposition, you're doing more things. So now the family, they appreciate when you come. So you're generating more work for yourself. And honestly, it's like an oil change for the house. The family understands somebody has to go there, make sure, turn everything on, touch everything. And especially if it's multiple homes and they have a summer home and they're going to start transitioning if they have not transitioned yet, but prepping out that house, testing out all the services and just making sure, and then going over with the family to make sure that their priorities for that home are met. And this is that day, though. We're going to see come Monday, or probably even this weekend, there's going to be a ton of people over there. They'll be moving around. They'll be using the pools, all the different services. And you best believe if something happens, we will hear about it. And that's that important. Like that, I cannot stress. At that concierge level, when you make these moments, they really work out. Creating that expectation, almost magical, like making Santa real. And I think at that concierge level, understanding that you're creating that experience and that some of it is magical and unrealistic, but that is the point. It's like candy. Like, it is what it is. And it doesn't make sense because it's not supposed to. It's what we do. We are the magic. We look to the logistics. We look to make it all real and amazing no matter where they are. Everything from making sure their Apple TVs are at their summer house and they're all up to date and all their new stuff is on it and everything is functioning and clean and updated all before they touch it. So all the customer and all the family knows it's, when I sat down, I touched it, it just worked. And they don't even think about it. I think that's when you really hit your magic, when they don't even think about it. It kind of just happens. You do it and it works out perfect. So kind of to change a little bit of gears, but Infocom is coming.
Pat Mulligan said they'll be there.
Oh yeah, buddy. My
That's
man
a big
Pat.
one.
Pat knows about high end. He does those jobs. He knows concierge. He knows what it takes to keep these people happy. Happy to hear you at Infocom. Definitely got to meet up.
He's
Definitely
coming
got.
from far. Remember?
Yeah. He's always coming from far. And now that we have Restrepo on the run, we actually have even bigger excuses to come check you out in Hawaii. Come work with you for a little bit, and maybe even do some document the whole thing and do some lives out there, do some video. But Infocom's here. There's a lot of products happening. Conference rooms are bigger than ever, but we see a lot of live sound. There's a lot of, catering halls. There's a lot going on that's huge. And I think having a trade show at this magnitude, now we already start seeing weird stuff where we got everything from monkeypox to increase in coronavirus. But honestly, I hope nothing comes up of any of that. I really hope all the vendors stick together. I think it's going to be a great show. I think it'll be awesome. A lot of people will be there. And if we go there and we all support it, I cannot stress to you how important it is for us to support these trade shows. Go out there, go see the new product, and beyond even seeing new product, to mingle with other companies and really bring that camaraderie back, that we thing, that we together, meeting each other, breathing the same air, and there is magic at that kind of engagement. So I think having an opportunity for all of us to come together, you will find us there. And I've been anybody who knows Jamie, please send her an email explaining to her that we should be at InfoComm. I've been stressing to her, but she is definitely debating. So please, I repeat, please repeatedly send her emails saying that we should be at InfoComm. And any vendors or anyone out there who wants to set up any meetings, we are definitely setting up meetings. That'll also explain to her why we should be at InfoComm. But yeah, a lot going on, so I'm pretty excited. And anyone going out there, hopefully I'll be there for a few days. But if not, we'll figure out when. And I'm always into getting a beer, hanging out, getting something to eat, even a few moments to talk. I'll be around. We're pressing to be there, and there's going to be so much new tech, so much cool stuff, and where else to see it but at InfoComm. So I'm really hoping to catch all you. Well, this is Mike Restrepo with Restrepo Innovations, and this is my morning rant.